First off, congratulations to SMU. Great performance by them. Obviously, very disappointing on our end. The things coming out, coming into the game. I had a lot of confidence in how I thought our guys would respond. In the first half, we had opportunities. Weren't able to capitalize on a few. Obviously got the ball down inside the 5. We had the early turnover. We got some pressure on the quarterback. But you had a few missed assignments there. We let guys get free in the secondary. Had too many explosive plays, but still going in at half. It's a 5-point game, and we come out, start third quarter. Obviously had the drop ball interception, gave short field. Obviously the way that when things did not go well for us, we did not respond like we needed to. And you go into the second half, and as things started just building upon itself. I mean, that's where we, as a football team, as leaders, individuals, we've got to stand up and go and get it fixed. And there are just way too many mistakes that showed up tonight. Penalties that cost us, extended drives. There were big plays that were taken off the board because of poor technique that resulted in penalties. Things that when we started to get things going or had opportunities to get things going, just a lot of times where we hurt ourselves. And you give credit to them; they took advantage of those opportunities. But at the end of the day, that's extremely disappointing. It's embarrassing for how we were in the second half. And ultimately, we got to make a choice as a football program of what we're willing to allow ourselves to look like in the course of a game. And obviously we got a team that's hurt, and obviously highly embarrassed by how we just finished the second half of that game. And but at the end of the day, I believe in the young men that we have. And if you get caught up in tough and challenging situations, you still are in control of your response. And I've seen these guys go through a lot. And obviously, did not see that response tonight that I know that they're capable of. And we've got to, as coaches, players, everybody involved. We're all accountable to this for what just showed up. I mean, the things that we've been emphasizing and working. We missed way too many missed tackles. Our communication was poor. There was just too many mental mistakes of things that we rep too many times for it to show up in the moment. And obviously, very very poor performance by us, and how that played out there at the end. But
is there any way to, how do you, as you try to rationalize it yourself, to have that many mistakes, including by older players in so many different position groups?
Yeah, it's I watch you, and that's the thing that's so frustrating, is because I watch them prepare. I watch them, throughout the week, and even this week, we'd leave early with the storm, and some distractions, and just all of the things that our guys work through. And the intent, the focus. I thought they were doing all things with a purpose, and in the moment, just it was It's hard to put my finger on, and obviously it's my job to figure it out. But there was just too many mistakes at too many different areas for guys that I know are capable, guys that I've seen that play at a high level, guys that that pour a lot into what we're doing, and that's obviously as coaches we've got to look at that, and there's you sit there where you simplify things, or we've tried to put We've put these guys in much more challenging situations than what they've had to know, and I've seen them execute in the past. And there's just some simple things that if it's just the frustration of things that show up, but I know we're better than what we just put on display. And, as like I said, it comes down to all of us having to make the choice of what we want to be and what we're willing to do. It starts with me, and with where we're going to continue to go to get a better response than what we've put on the field tonight. And obviously that it starts right now. From the second we get on the plane, start watching the film, and all things are out there, because that is not Florida State football in any capacity of how we want to play or what we want it to look like. And just like I said, too many mistakes.
Chris?
When there is a general lack of response, is it concerning with a 1-14 that checkout might be setting in?
I don't believe in that. I don't believe that it's that's where it is. Because once again, I'm around these guys every day, and I think that the disappointment of where we are. Obviously, that's. It's hard. It's challenging, but the identity of each of these individuals, the dreams, the desires of what these guys, what they want it to look like when they play the game, what this team desires it to look like when we play the game. We got to make a choice, and I don't feel that, and I don't believe that will be the case. And we've got this program means a lot to the guys that are in that locker room, and unfortunately we're not representing it very well, but we get to choose to continue to fight to go get it better, and that's what we're going to do.
Kurt?
I think we talk about sometimes building confidence. Guys, confidence being contagious in good plays. Can confidence also, do you think, it's being contagious in bad plays, and maybe that affecting the general confidence of the team?
Yeah, it's. People always talk about momentum. I think momentum, can work for you in a good way and a bad way. But like I tell teams all the time, momentum can change in one play. You just got to be willing to trust the things that you know to do, the things that you train to do, the things that you invest so much time to be able to go execute in the moment. If you get caught up in the situations that are around, if one side of the ball is you're doing well or not doing well, or if you've given up a couple plays, you could still go make the next one. And I do think that if you allow momentum to affect you in a negative way, it will. And but that's where you gotta. It's a mental toughness of being able to stay focused on what it is that you're supposed to do in that moment, and just truly take it one play at a time. I don't think that we did a very good job of that tonight. When we had a couple of negative situations that showed up, we let it kind of snowball on us, and obviously it got the result that we saw there at the end. And but I know we're a better football team than that, but we got to make the choice. We got to stop the negative or the disappointment or the things that aren't going well by just going to play the next play and going to take control of the things that we can. And I believe that we have a team that can do that. We've got to go show it.
Chris?
Why did QB change in that moment, and how do you approach the position moving forward? In all reality, DJ on the last hit, obviously something with his hand. I was. His hand got hit as it was going through. We'll see where that's at. But in all reality, I was putting. I was going to make a change anyway to give Brock an opportunity. It's really easy to point to the quarterback, and I know a lot of people say, well, and yes, we all got to get better, but there's a lot of things that DJ did. Putting the ball on guys, with challenging situations. There's times that we had lapses in protection, where he thinks he's protected, and we missed that, and you get somebody running on you free. There were some mistakes from guys that they don't do that. They haven't done that, and I don't, in the moment, and it wasn't there's not anything that we was like, oh, that was unexpected. We didn't plan on seeing that tonight. So I'd like to say that, they drew something up that was really good, but it was, they executed better than we executed, and they did a good job of being better than us tonight. But that's where it's disappointing and frustrating for me. But all of us, there's when you look like we've looked offensively the first 5 weeks, nobody's doing a good job. And so whatever that needs to look like moving forward for the best
the best display of who we are and what we can be, that's got to show up. And I'm doing all things that in my power, and I've been doing that throughout the course of the season. But obviously, what you see is where you are, and we're not where we want to be. So we got to go get better.
Coach, a few weeks ago you mentioned after Boston College's leadership being a problem on the team. Do you think a lack of leadership could be what contributed to what happened in the second half tonight?
Well, I mean, I think there's guys that want to, and that's not from guys that have worked to try to be that. But in the moment, it's leadership. People get caught up on thinking it's this great speech that you have to give or where you need to say, and no, go be the action. Go be the person that stands up and does exactly what they're supposed to do in the moment consistently over and over and over again. And then, if you show up and do that, right, well, people will actually listen to you when you say a word, right? There's plenty of people that think, oh, well, I need to be a leader. I need to stop this right here. So I'm going to stand up and give a speech. But if you're not willing to have the actions that back that up, right, then that's where it can fall down a road. So it's a leadership of just guys that they need to do, and they need to be confident in that. And I'm talking about like some great players and young men that care so much that made mistakes tonight that I wish I had a better explanation for it, but like that's where they've got to trust themselves and just go lead themselves, and that's going to make the difference for everybody else. And but yes, I mean, I didn't do a good enough job leading. Or obviously we needed to. We got to put it. When things go downhill, when things are starting to go downhill, I mean, you got to be able to make a stop, to make the choice, and just to trust all the things and how you prepare and what you do. And I mean, I'm telling you, I love this group I get to coach. I really do. And I mean, I believe in them, and it's what it hurts and it's frustrating, and you get so mad when you see it not translate, in those moments, because I know they care, and it just got to translate.
Going back to those two runs by GJ towards the end of the first half, were those plays that you guys thought were there based on film?
Well, I felt very confident in the plays, and and I'd like to say that we had a couple of very just mistakes that showed up, and I'm not going to go into who or what, but disappointing.
Kirk, it sounds like it may be determined more by the status of DJ's hand, but sitting at 1-4 now, are you approaching a time? Is there a time where you have to start thinking about the quarterback future, the future of the position?
Yeah, I'm thinking about everything today. I mean, and if one of those young guys is, if they show that that's going to be the best, option and opportunity for this offense, right now it is about all guys of what we're doing to go be the best that we can be. And I'm at practice every day. I promise you, these players, the coaches, everybody's busting their butt to try to go out there and to be the best we can be. And it's not showing up. So you have to evaluate. And it's, I don't care who's playing quarterback. If some of the things show up tonight, playing quarterback, you can have a freshman, you can have whatever talent in the world. We got to help the quarterback out too, and obviously the quarterback's got to play at a high level, and to be able to make plays to spark the offense and to do some of those things. And so yes, we're going to continue to push and evaluate, but I'm not going to sit here, and I know it's easy for everybody to point to that one individual. And that's part of the position. So I mean, DJ knows that. We know that as get to be the head coach, get to be offense, defensive coordinator. That's part of the job. So but it takes everybody, and we all have to go be better, because it's not absolutely not good enough.
Jordan, Coach, you mentioned a couple of times tonight that you're a little bit confused about what the disconnect is. Are you surprised that the coaching staff still doesn't have the answers after 5 games of what's happening on the field right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the things that are showing up are different than from what was in week 1 to this week. I mean, it's and some of it is I mean, I'm sitting there watching practice and see things done the right way, see things in previous games done the right way, and then tonight, in certain moments where you have mistakes that are new mistakes or things that haven't showed up. I do think that there's times that things start to snowball on itself, and you got to rise up in the moment. You got to be mentally tough, and you got to go fix it, and you got to stand tall, and you got to it's coaches, players, everybody, and yes, it's disappointing that we're making the mistakes that we're making. That comes up to results like tonight.
Chris asked you earlier about feeling like the team's still being together. What did you see like in the waning minutes of that game, and then in the locker room? Like what?
I mean, you still hear guys working to encourage, guys working to push. There is disappointment, and there's obviously there even tonight in the locker room. I'm not going to go into who or what. I mean, there's players that they're pouring their hearts into it, and they want it for each other. They want it for themselves. They want it to be better than what we've done. And so, when you see a team that pulls back, when you see a team that is not willing to push, I mean that's where concern sets in. Obviously, how things went tonight, we did not respond the right way. We did not put on display what I believe that we are as a football team. But I've also watched these guys and their investment in their work, and I do believe that they're pushing themselves. I do believe that they absolutely want it, and I don't feel that there's any pullback because of our record. I mean, and but when you face disappointing outcomes, when you face disappointing results, when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, that's where you gotta the identity has to show up, and that same desire of and willingness to work, it has to show in how you respond in those moments, and that's what has to be our reality. But I don't feel like this team has pulled back, and I don't anticipate any of that. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to allow it. Like I don't. If I see somebody that pulls back, like they won't be a part of it.
We'll go second row on your right.
Coach, this was SMU's first ever ACC conference game. Just from what you saw from them, do you feel like they could contend in this conference from what you saw?
Obviously, they did a great job tonight. I got a lot of respect for Rhett and the job that he does. They did a great job tonight.
Coach, I know you don't want to make excuses, but does the storm and leaving on Thursday, do you think that affected anything with the team coming to tonight?
No, I mean, it's, those things, I mean, those things are a part of life that the unexpected show up. And, I do want to take a moment, and for everybody that, tonight we were a part of a game, and it's a game that we love. It's a game that we're all, grateful for the opportunity to be a part of. And there's people that lost their lives, in a storm, and people that went to, either went to bed or found themselves in a situation, and then obviously their entire world's changed. And I'm grateful for the administration. I'm grateful for just our support staff, everybody that helped us get here and to have an opportunity to be a part of tonight. But those things are gonna happen in the course of your life, and where things you have to adapt, you have to adjust. And I really thought our guys handled it well. I thought they I thought even whether it was walkthroughs, whether it was the practices, they really tried to hone in, but obviously it didn't translate very well to 60 minutes of what we needed tonight. And when things started going bad, obviously it went really bad there at the end. So all things that we'll continue to evaluate, but definitely my heart goes out to everybody that was affected by the storm this week, and and still being affected as you go up into I know Tennessee, Carolina, all the it's devastating to see that many lives change forever, and the lives lost.
All right,
Last one, Chris.
Teams tend to form an identity as the season progresses. You mentioned a couple weeks ago you didn't feel like you guys had an offensive identity. Do you feel like there is an identity crisis with this bunch in the sense of they don't know who and what they are and what they're trying to be ultimately?
Well, I mean, you see opportunities of it, and it's just right now it's just we're lacking the consistency of, whether it's at times execution, at times just ultimate performance of making the play with the opportunity. So I mean those are the things that show up and are challenging. And I was really proud of your guys a week ago, just in how they did respond in tough situations, whether really on both sides of the ball, and they did answer the call. And tonight that was not the case. And so we've got to. Every one of us got to hunker down. We've got to pour everything that we have into it, and we got to go find what it is that can help this offense, this football team, this every individual to go and showcase who we are, and obviously that the identity that we desire. So we got to go back to work with it, and it is frustrating that it's the inconsistencies that have showed up, because I just know what it can be and what it needs to be, and we're not translating that well for all expectations.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
We'll have a couple